So last week here on the SABC News Channel, we reported on 142 pupils testing positive for Bilharzia at a primary school just outside Tzaneen in Limpopo. The provincial department seemingly responded swiftly to this outbreak by testing water sources in that area, sending a team to conduct tests on pupils and to treat those who've tested positive. For more on this, let's bring in Limpopo Health Department spokesperson Neil Shikwambana, who's with us once again via our video link. And thanks for always making time to speak to us, Neil. We really do appreciate it. Perhaps we can just begin with an update on how these 142 children are doing since the last time we spoke.
Thank you, Ayanda, and good morning to the viewers at home. We can indeed confirm that the children who tested positive to Bilharzia during our last week's outreaches were actually treated, and they're doing just fine at home, because I think that is the essence of our awareness, to say we need to bring in kids as early as they indicate symptoms so that they can be treated, because the treatment process is quite simple. It's a single dose in most cases, and then on an extreme 2 doses, and after that they are fine. Over and above is that we have actually also increased the testing. We have sent 18 more specimens from the same school where we are awaiting results with children who actually showed symptoms. As after we have actually tested the 142 came out positive. On top of that, we have this morning received reports from our district, that side, that we've got an additional 13 cases, not necessarily in the school, but in the nearby villages. There you've got 4 coming from Gongoa Clinic Health Center, which is adjacent to Petanenge. We've got 5 coming from Kujwana Clinic, which is not too far, and another 4 coming from Den Clinic. So all those clinics are in the same catchment area, and they are actually have got a common denominator, which is the river that we spoke about last week. But we are also looking at other aspects now, working together with the Water Service Authority, to say there is a popular culture this side, especially because the temperatures are hot. We've got private pools that children will mostly go to swim over the weekends, go in large groups and swim there. So we're actually working with the owners of those pools to say, can we also test the quality of water in those pools, because it seems like we're having a problem on our hands. Because the analysis also shows that although some of these kids who tested positive might be coming from Maranda Primary, you've got some that are coming from other villages like Zangoma, Mariveni, and so on and so on. So you need to increase your scope in terms of looking at of where this infection might be coming from. So that's where we are currently.
And that was going to be my next question. Safe to say then, we still haven't really identified the source of this outbreak.
Look, we have not. We're working on suspicion, because the first test that was done by the service authority was the school board, because that was the first suspicion, because the common denominator for the kids then was the school. But now that we've got kids from other villages and other areas, we then have to look at all these aspects. We're happy because the specimen at the river, the river that we're speaking about, have been taken, waiting for results. We have also actually also requested them to look at other rivers in the nearby areas. We've got Tavina River, we've got Ritavi, and so on. That needs to be looked at, as we want also look at the private pools, because it looks like we've got an outbreak on our hands. And in the same breath, we also want to call upon community members, especially parents, to say they should not wait for their kids to be tested at school. If they see anything untoward at home, they need to quickly take their kids to the nearest facilities, because that makes it even more better to deal with it. Because for us to be able to focus on school, it might need to disrupt the functionality of clinics there, because the same healthcare workers that we need to take from the clinics to beef up the school health team. So we're saying to keep parents, let's be proactive, let's take our kids, just like it is the case with the 13. This 13 that we're talking about was not detected at school, but they were detected at clinics because parents took their kids to be tested there. And that's the pattern that we want to see going forward.
Yeah, the last time we spoke, you also spoke about possibly having some kind of coordinated response with the education department. I appreciate you might not have an answer to this question, but I have to ask it. Do you have any idea how, operations in specifically the schools that have been affected are actually being hampered in a context where the children who've tested positive, I imagine, can't be in class?
That would be mostly be done by the Department of Education, but we can say that if we go to a school to conduct tests as well, even before you can have children that are testing positive, obviously there will be a certain minimum disruption that will happen at the lessons because we'll have to have kids going to the mobile facility to get tested. But those who do not have severe cases, and in the majority, it's them that we're having here. They're still able to attend school because even the what we call the medication was actually administered at school. So in terms of them being sick, it does not necessarily cause a lot of disruption because although they show certain signs or symptoms, it does not necessarily make them sick to an extent that they can't be able to be at school. So they're still able to attend, but hence we're saying it would be even more ideal if these kids are seen in clinics because we would not have to always be going to all these schools and pitch mobile clinics there to test them. We will do that because once we've got the clarity in terms of the source, we'll do that, but we would implore parents to be more proactive by taking their kids to clinic so that they get tested there, and once the specimen come out positive, they get treated there so that there's minimal disruptions in our schools.
All right, Neil Shikwambana, thanks for giving us this update. We appreciate the time, and we'll keep checking in on the story, given, of course, potentially what might take place if this is not brought under control. But for now, it seems like it certainly is. Neil Shikwambana is the spokesperson for the Health Department in Limpopo. Once again, thanks very much indeed.